Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, if you guys already seen the title, we're going to be talking about paranormal stories and a little bit of everything about my paranormal experiences and everything that has been happening to me. There's been a few, so hopefully I can get everything in this video. If not, we're just going to have to make another video, which I don't want to, but hey. So I'm going to go from the beginning to now because there's a lot of stuff that's been happening recently and that's have happened. I think we can talk about my mom's experiences, and this is one that she has to talk to you guys about because this is a really good one. When she was going through tragedy, when my sister was small and she was with her, my sister was her first daughter. She was going through a lot of tragedy after she came from Mexico to the United States. At that time, she went through a couple of houses. She was homeless. She went through some abusive relationship with my sister's dad. She went through a lot of stuff, and through so much turmoil, she said she had a dream one day, and in the dream, she said that she's seen God. She's seen him like in heaven, and he was in a cloud. He had a white gown or something, and he said, "Todos los derrotados que necesitan ayuda vienen hacia mí." So, translating in English means all the broken ones that have been suffering come to me. And she said that a lot of people went to him, and she was the one that went to him. And right next to him was the Virgin Mary. And the details, I'm telling you guys, the details she would say this in was incredible. So I know she wasn't lying. And every time she told a story, she said it the same way. So I know it was real. And she said the Virgin Mary was next to God. And she said she was in so many colors, and she was beautiful, and she had her gown on, and she looked at her, and she said it was just a beautiful dream, and she started crying, and she got up, and then she went over to my sister, and my sister was laughing, and she was pointing up at the sky when she was asleep, because she went over to my sister and she was asleep. She was pointing up, and she said, "Why are you laughing?" And then my sister was like, "Ama Diosito en el cielo." And she was like, "Mom," in English, she was like, "Mom, God and the Virgin Mary in the sky." Oh, my mom and her always have a strong relationship and faith in God and the Virgin Mary because of that. But anyways, yeah, that's what she's seen, and my sister's seen it too, and they were in two different bedrooms, and I can't explain that, but that's her experience. Another one that I do want to talk about is my old bed. That bed was really weird. Like it would shake out of nowhere. Like I remember just like being on my phone on the bed, and it would just start shaking, like, and it would freak me out sometimes. But it happened so many times that it kind of just became normal to me. And it didn't happen all the time. It just happened every other day, because it would just happen at random times of the day and the night, and it was freaky. And I remember one time I was just laying with my mom. She came over and she was just like laying talking to me, and then the bed started shaking, and she was like, "Is the bed shaking?" And I was like, "Yeah, you feel it too?" And she was like, "Yeah, I feel it." And that's when I knew, like, it was real. Like, I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the only one seeing it. So she definitely she's like, you gotta get rid of it. Like, it's just, that's not normal. And I was like, yeah, I know. That bed was weird. And so yeah, I just got rid of it because it would just start shaking out of nowhere, and it was freaky. So another experience that I also have is telepathy. But I get whenever I think about a person, somehow they call me, or like I get a message from them. It's really weird, and it happens a lot. It happens with my close friends and people that have like strong relationships with, as in, like, you know, the chisme and stuff like that. Like, they text me right when I think about them, or right when I think about them, they call me within like 2 seconds, within like seconds, like, and that happens. So that's really something that happens to me that's really weird. And also when it's weird because when I meet like some people like that I haven't seen since, I start thinking about them like out of nowhere, like 3 days to like a week. I'm not even sure like how long, but I start thinking about them, and all of a sudden I see them. And it's like every time I see these people, it's kind of like a dream that I had, but I don't remember. But I do remember having it, if that makes any sense. that's kind of the feeling that I get when I see these people. I'm like, and I always tell them too, every time I see these people, like friends and stuff, I'm like, tell me why I was thinking about you like 2 days ago, like out of nowhere, like you just popped in my head and you popped in my dreams. So that's something that happens to me a lot too, so it's really weird. I know it's gonna freak a lot of people out, but I'm really sensitive to energy. I could just be laying down and I feel like a presence like literally come up to my face like this, and then like leave, and and I can hear ringing in my ears, and I can just feel my whole body just like energy. You know when you put energies together, they kind of go like this, like, and it sounds like that's the kind of feeling and sound I hear when these presents come near me. And it's weird because sometimes I'm like falling asleep, and sometimes I feel them like over my head this way, and sometimes I feel them like over here, like when I'm watching videos, and I can just feel them like slowly just be like, oh, let me see what's going on, oh, let me watch too. And it's just like, it's weird. Another experience that I had also was with my friend Petra, but I remember when we were in high school, we were sitting down in the middle of grass. We were like playing around doing some dumb stuff, and I think it was like sophomore year. She was like, there's two spirits here, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she kind of broke it down to us that she's like, she sees spirits, and she's like she sees them, like she actually sees them and like feels them. And I didn't believe in that stuff. Well, not that I believe, I always been open-minded, but it's not that I didn't believe, I didn't think they were real. And she's like, oh yeah, there's two little girls here. And I was like, really? You know, and I was like, where are they from? She's like, oh, they're from around here. Like, they used to live in the house in the back over here, but it doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, what year? She's like, around, they're like 18 something. And I was like, what? That's weird. She's like, and I was like, what are they wearing? She's like, they're wearing these long dresses, and they're like vintage or like their old stuff. And I was like, that's crazy. And there were like two little sisters. One was like 9, one was like 6. And she said they just came over to talk and sit down with us. And I was like, whoa, I was freaking out. But like I said, I was being open-minded. And I was like, how did they die? And she said they got thrown in the well because there was like a well. And I was like, where's the well? She said it's back there somewhere. Like, and I was like, whoa, that's freaky. And then I was like, do they know that their mom died? And she's like, why would you? And then my friend was like, why would you say that? And I was like, what? And she's like, you made her cry. She's crying now. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. She's like, no, because she thinks her mom's still alive and stuff like that. And she whispered in my ear when she said that. I was like, well, I'm sorry. Like, you know, you'll see your mom. You're going to be, she's like, don't say that. Like, just tell her that, you know, she's going to be fine. And her mom's somewhere around. And I had to like say, oh, your mom's somewhere around, because like apparently I made the ghost cry and stuff like that, and they're sensitive because they still feel like they're still on Earth. And I said, how do we make them go away? She's like, we're just praying for them. So we prayed for them, and when we prayed for them, I told her, where are they now? And she said that they left, they were gone, and I don't know if they went back to their place or they went to heaven. But yeah. Another weird incident that I want to talk about is my eczema outbreak, and I'll definitely put a link down below. Also, plugs everywhere to my eczema experience when it comes out. You guys will know. That's a good video too. But anyways, I was covered in eczema at the time because of several events that happened in my life at that time. But I had a terrifying experience. I was in bed for like 3 months. I couldn't move. My whole body was like in flesh, like oozing blood. It was covered because it was just disgusting. My whole body was full of eczema. I'll probably put pictures up in my eczema video, but not now, because it looks horrible and disgusting. But it was in so much pain that I couldn't move, and I was laying next to my ex. I started dreaming that I was hugging my ex, because I was hugging my ex, because you know when you're laying like this, we're like spooning, and he just turns over like this, and he has this demon face. Oh my god, I'm getting chills talking about it. Oh my god, it's scary. He had a demon face, he had horns, and he was all black, and he had like spikes on his face, and he smiled with a big old grin, and then he like attacked me, and I went to the ground, and he just started like trying to like kill me. And then I was just screaming, and I was just like, I was calling my ex's name. I was just screaming and screaming and screaming, and then I just like woke up out of nowhere, and then I was like back to where it was like the movies, where I was like, nothing happened. I was like literally just like opened my eyes, nothing happened. And I just like shifted to the side, and I was like, what the what the fuck, like I was like freaking out, like oh my god, that is the worst experience in dream that I ever had before. And right after that we immediately got sage, and we like saged the room, and I immediately like started like praying and like getting into more of like the holy stuff. Yeah, that was really scary to see that demon. It was like vivid, it was real, y'all. That was one of my worst experiences. And yeah, I also want to talk about the number 333. This number has been popping in my life for about like 3 years now. The last time I seen it was last night. I have two phones, and in my other phone it's like 3 minutes behind. And I went to the restroom, and then when I was gonna lay down, I checked my other phone, and it was 333 on the phone. So, and that has happened multiple times. So that's nothing like of a coincidence to me. And it kind of just became like the bed thingy. It kind of became like a normal thing for me, where I just see it every time. That it's just I don't know what it is. The second time that I seen it was when I was with my friend at a pho place, and we were eating, and we were talking about 2019 and how we're gonna leave the trash behind, and it's 2020. And next thing you know, Ariana Grande's song came on, Thank You Next, and we were both looking at each other. We were like, what? Like, what a coincidence. Alright, you guys are not gonna believe me, but at this part I'm talking about 333, and as I cut this to edit something funny about Ariana Grande, the seconds that the edit is on, it stopped exactly at 3.3 seconds of an edit. Like, what? And that was really weird. And he checked the time, and it was 3:36. Then I went on my phone and I checked how long is the song, and the song is 3 minutes and 36 seconds, and that means the song came on at 3:33. And I was like, that is so weird. What a coincidence. And yesterday, my friend went to dinner. He was going through a really rough time. I'm not gonna say why, but it's personal. But he called me up for advice and all that, and then he said he was gonna go to dinner. So he went to dinner, and then the table he was gonna sit at, it was the number of the table. He sent me a screenshot on Instagram, on Snapchat, and it was like 333, and I was like, whoa, that's weird. And he's like, yeah, it's weird. That was really weird. My mom, we went to the store, and she picked up some groceries, and then she told me make sure we bought the milk, or I don't know what it was. I think it was milk. So I went down the thingy to go check if she got it, and yeah, she did get the milk. And I looked up the little numbers on the side, and guess what number was it? It was 333 on the little barcode. It was 333 and some other numbers. And I was like, whoa. And then the next number is when I went to the meat market, and you get tickets where they can call your name, and the number was 333. So I was like, wow. And then I'm like watching videos on YouTube, and then I push pause and I check what time limit that I paused it in is 3:33, or I pause them and the time is 3:33, and it's just a lot. But yeah, that is my crazy experience with 3:33. Yeah, that's about it, yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to see more of these videos, let me know. Like always, like and subscribe, and stay tuned, and I hope you guys had a good scary time. Alright guys, so I'm going to be popping up in the screen right here some screenshots that I took on my phone of the number 33, and every time it popped up. And it's funny because when I was going through my gallery, I was looking at some screenshots that I took that did not have the number 33, but as I looked deeper into them, they actually did. And I also have one that I was going to upload of Rosa to put a little comedy in this video. And as I go screenshot the picture, it said 133 views. So that was really weird. I didn't get to put it in, but I just wanted to show you that. And also another one is my description. I go look at my description, and it actually says 33 words out of 100. So that was really weird. And this one's also one where I was going to travel last week somewhere, and it was exactly 33 minutes. But the most craziest one, I guess you can say, is the one where I was editing this video. And when I was editing this video, it was my second edit. I stopped at 17 minutes and 33 seconds. And as you can look at the battery, it's exactly at 33 life also. So that's about it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys liked this and you guys got scared of this. Comment below any stories you guys have, and I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye.